गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गुं गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सं सरस्वत्यै नमः। मातर्मे मधुकैटभग्नमहिषप्राणापहारोद्यमे हेलानिर्जितधूम्रलोचनवधे हे चण्डमुण्डार्दिनी निःशेषीकृतरक्तबीजधनुजे नित्ये निशुम्भापहे शुम्भध्वंसिनि संहराशु दुरितं दुर्गे नमस्तेऽम्बिके। Hari Om. What is the purpose of life? We are doing some things, we are not doing some things. Why? Why are we doing some things? This is something. Why are we living? What is the purpose? This is something which each and every individual should think. So, if we really meditate, if we really think deep, we understand that we are doing each and every action. First and foremost purpose is to remove dukkha from our life. Sarva dukkha nivritti. We want to remove all kinds of difficulties, sorrows, agonies from our life. So hunger is a dukkha. We need a place to stay because cold and heat are dukkha. So if we really think, most of our work is because we want to remove troubles, dukkha from our life. Okay, we have removed all difficulties, all dukkhas or sorrows from our life. Are we happy? No. Just removal of dukkha is not enough. We want to be really happy, positively happy. So, sarva dukkha nivritti, of course, but that is not enough for us. Sarva dukkha nivritti, parama ananda prapti. We want to be happy. For a short time, no. We always want to be happy. Nitya tripti. We want to be always contented with life. We want to be happy. We want to remove all kinds of struggles and, difficulties and sorrows from our life. Now, how can we do this? Upanishad says, Pariksha lokan karmachidan brahmanaha nirvedamayat nasti akritaha kritena. This happiness, this joy, this inner freedom is not something which can be gained by action. See, we can see that in this world there is a person who has everything in his life. He's very rich, very educated, but he's not happy. And there's another man who is not much educated or anything, and he is very poor, but he could be very happy. So happiness is not something which can be created. Now, this great person, this Shaunaka Rishi, Shaunaka was trying to understand how is it possible for us to be always happy, contented and free. So, he parikshalokan karmajidan, he tried all the means which were available, but then he understood this is not possible. Now comes the question, how is it possible for each one of us to be happy? So comes the answer, that is the way by which we can be happy is through the knowledge. The knowledge, that knowledge which actually makes us happy, the knowledge that which actually makes us free, that knowledge should be gained. That is why vidyaya vindate amritam. This amritatva, this happiness, this fulfillment is gained through vidya. Now, what is that vidya? Dve vidye vedidabhye paracha aparacha iti. There are two kinds of knowledge, wisdom of this world. One is about the world, one is about the self. Now, when Bhagavan created us, Bhagavan gave us a manual of life. How can each one of us can be happy? Our desires are different, our way of fulfilling things are different, but for all of us, how is it possible to be happy, contented? So Bhagavan gave us, so as just like when we go to a shop and purchase a new thing, they always give us a manual, a manual by which we will be able to use that equipment in a very fit manner. Like that, Bhagavan gave us a manual of life that is known as Veda. So, says, Laukikam Paramarthikam cha Jivanam Sukhena Sadhayatum Margam Darshayati Adava Vedayati iti Marga. Iti Vedaha. Vedayati iti Vedaha. Kim Vedayati? That which actually teaches us, shows us what? The path. The path by which we shall be able to lead a very, very happy life, and we shall achieve the highest contentment and the happiness and joy in this life. So Veda is that manual of life which actually helps us to find this fulfillment. Now there was a time people could approach Veda, study it, understand it, apply into their life. But as time passes, Bhagavan understood that in this Kali Yuga, it will be very difficult for common man to understand Veda and apply that science into their life. So Bhagavan incarnated as Veda Vyasa in the last portion of the Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. Bhagavan came and as the Veda Vyasa, and then he edited the entire Vedas. Not only edited Vedas, not only wrote Brahma Sutra, but he did a wonderful work for common man. What was that? He composed Mahabharata, and also he collected, edited and wrote Puranas. So Purana and Mahabharata, that is Itihasa. Itihasa Puranabhyam Vedaha Upabrahmayet. So through Veda, this Veda, the Vedic wisdom should be elaborated and then conveyed to the common man through Itihasas and Puranas. So that's why he composed this Itihasa Puranas, and through this medium of stories, medium of different symbolism, the entire Vedic wisdom was conveyed to us. Now, in Veda, in Vedanta, we know that, again and again, Shastra tells us, Tattvamasi, Tattvamasi, you are that absolute truth. You are that, Ananda Rupa Brahman, Satyam Jnanam Anandam Brahma, Tad Brahma Tvamasi. You are that Sachidananda Brahma, you are that absolute consciousness, you are that bliss. But we are not able to experience it. So even after the knowledge is given to us, that we are not able to really experience it. Shastra says, Vijnana Rahitam Jnanam Nahi Bandha Vimochakam Nahi Deepasya Vartabhihi Tamo Nashyaditat Kshanat. We are sitting in a room, and there is no light, there's pitch darkness. So we say, oh Deepa, 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 oh light, oh light, oh light. Just by uttering the word light, the darkness shall not be destroyed. Now we have got this jnana, this information. Now this information should be transformed into vijnana. So now how is it possible? How jnana can be transformed into vijnana? This is the question. Now, how a knowledge, just a information can change our life? Now, this is the question. So, we have knowledge, we know everything, we know that we are Sachidananda Brahman, but our experience is not like that. We feel that we are bound beings, we are jivas. Here, Bhagavan Vedavyasa uses different Puranas. Through symbolic interpretation, he want to bring this very subtle, beautiful ideas of Vedas into common man's life. For that, he edited or collected or wrote 18 Puranas. Madvayam, Bhadvayam Chaiva, Vratrayam, Vachatuštayam, Anapalinga Kuskani, Puranani Prajakshate. 18 Puranas. Madvayam, 2 Puranas starting with Ma, Matsya and Markandeya. Bhadvayam, Bhagavata and Bhavishya. Vratrayam, Brahma Purana, Brahmanda Purana, Brahmavaivartaka Purana. Vachatuštayam, 4 starting with Va. Vayu Purana, Vishnu Purana, Vamana Purana, Varaha Purana. Chatushtayam. Anapalinga Kuskani. Agni, Na Narada, Pa Padma, Li Linga, Ga Garuda, Ku Kurma, Ska Skanda. Like this 18 Puranas. And there are 18 Upapuranas also. Anyhow, so much of literature he collected, he edited. Some Puranas he himself wrote and then gave to us. Why? So that through these stories, through these symbols, we shall be able to understand what Veda is trying to communicate to us. Among these 18 Puranas, as we said, first one, Madhvaya, Markandeya Purana. It's a very beautiful Purana. Say, 134 chapters are there in that Markandeya Purana. Markandeya Purana is starting with the Jaimini approaching Markandeya. And then Markandeya, guides him to the Vindhyachala. There he meets 4 birds who were Shishyas of Markandeya. And then Jaimini is asking questions to these 4 Shishyas of Markandeya who are in the form of birds. And they narrate whatever they heard from Markandeya, where Markandeya is giving this knowledge to Kraushtuki's Shishya. So it's kind of this is the kind of narration which is there in Markandeya Purana. In this, there are 134 chapters. Many topics are discussed. Among them, very main topic which is always discussed in the Puranas is about the Manvantara, about different Manu's times. So all the 6-7 Manvantaras were explained, and now Jaimini is asking about the next Manvantara. That is, we are now living in the 7th Manvantara. Now he is asking about next Manvantara, that is 8th Manvantara, known as Savarni Manvantara. So he is asking who will become the Manu for the next Manvantara. He says Savarni Manu. Okay, how Savarni Manu, this person, this Jiva could gain such a great post. So the story is narrated. Say that the 3rd Manvantara, Swarojisha Manvantara, there was a king. King's name was Suratha. Now, like that, starts from the 78th chapter of the Markandeya Purana starts. From 78 to 90, 13 chapters. People may not be, aware of Markandeya Purana, but these 13 chapters are world famous. Wherever Sanatana Hindus are there, all of them, they read, they study, they chant these 13 chapters, especially who are the worshippers of Jagadambika. These 13 chapters are known as Devi Mahatmya, Adava Durga Saptasati, Adava Chandi Pada. Very powerful 13 chapters are there, which are world famous chapters. Now, what is the story of this, what is said in these 13 chapters? I'm sure all of us might have read these 13 chapters. Very beautiful stories are there. These 13 chapters are divided into 3 segments. Prathama Charita, Madhyama Charita adava Gupta Charita, Uttara Charita adava Uttama Charita. So, in the Prathama Charita, 1 chapter. Second, that is Madhyama Charita, 3 chapters, 2, 3, 4. And then from 5th to 13th is known as Uttara Charita or Uttama Charita. Now, what is the subject matter? Now, we'll see the just outline of the story, and then we'll try to see the beautiful Vedantic symbolism used in this beautiful text known as Devi Mahatmya or Durga Saptashati. 700 mantras. That's why Saptashati. There are not, slokas are not there, 700 mantras are there in that. That's why it is known as Durga Saptashati. So, what is the subject matter of these 13 chapters? Of course, when we read, we will see that is the greatness of Mahamaya is explained. But from Vedantic point, when we learn Vedanta, when we understand the Vedantic wisdom, then comes this question, why are we not able to experience it? If I am that Satchidananda Brahma, I am not able to really experience it. Says this is because there are some obstacles. First and foremost obstacle is known as Mala, Vikshepa and Avarana. Mala, impurities, Vikshepa, distractions, and third is Avarana, a veiling. See, Mala, we learn that I am Brahmasmi, but we are not experienced because so many impurities are there in us. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So many kinds of impurities are there, because of which, even though we are that Supreme Self, even after Guru gives us Upadesha, even after we study the Vedanta thoroughly, we are not able to experience it because so many impurities are there. A magnet can attract, iron. But suppose the iron is, covered up in different kinds of impurities, mud. Although the magnet is there, the iron will not be attracted. So much of impurities are there in us, because of which we are not able to realize the true self. So first is Mala. Now, second is Vikshepa. Mala, sometimes when we purify ourselves a little bit, but then mind starts to distract. So many thoughts, so many distractions comes to our life, so that we deviate from the path. Now, that's the second problem. Third problem is veiling. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya apihitam mukham. The face of truth is as though covered, because of which we are not able to see the truth. Veiling or avarana. These are the three main obstacles in our path. Now, Devi Mahatmya is actually trying to help us to remove these three kinds of obstacles and realize our Supreme Self. Let us go Charita wise. So, as you said, first Charita is known as Prathama Charita is known as Prathama Charita. In that Prathama Charita, there is only one chapter. What is the storyline? As we said, this king was there, his name was Suratha. Suratha lost his kingdom. So he went to the forest. There he met a great rishi known as Sumedhas. But, his mind was so much absorbed in his troubles. He was very, very disturbed because he lost his kingdom. He was always thinking about his lost kingdom and things. So he was roaming around in the forest and he met another person who is sitting and crying. He approached him, asked, why, what happened? Said his name was, friend's name was Samadhi. He was a Vaishya, he was a merchant. He lost everything. His family abandoned him. Now he also came to the forest. He is also thinking about his children, his wife, and what is happening to them. So then they ask, see, so much of trouble is there in the world, still we are attached to them. They gave us so much of dukkha, but still our mind is going towards them. Why? Why is this happening? So both of them, the Suratha and Samadhi, came to the Rishi Sumedhas and then asked him, oh Bhagavan, see, we know that, the world is giving so much of trouble, but still our mind is going towards them. Why? Now, when this question was asked, Rishi is giving them the Jnanopadesha. So the entire Devi Mahatmya is actually this dialogue between this great Rishi and the Suratha and the Sumedhas. So they asked him why our mind is as though pulled towards this world. So Rishi says, Jnaninam api chetamsi Devi Bhagavati hisa Baladakrisya mohaya maya mahamaya prayachati saisha prasanna varada nrinam bhavati muktaye. There is an absolute power in this world, that is Mahamaya. That Mahamaya attracts even the mind of great learned people and then focus it into the world, because of which, even though they are great learned people, they are entangled in this world, they forget the truth and then trapped into this world. But when this Mahamaya is pleased, she gives everything, whether bhoga or moksha. So there is a parashakti, there's a great power in this world, because of which this entire world is happening. And the universe is actually operating because of this great power. Now, Suradha and Samadhi became very much interested. So they did namaskar to this Rishi. This Rishi's name is Sumedhas. Actually, Lakshmi Tantra says that this Sumedhas is none other than Mahavishnu. Says in the Srishastu Rupamasthaya Pura Viprasya Medhasaha Somayam Nyapayamasa Suradhaya Samadhaye. In Lakshmi Tantra it says, Bhagavan Mahavishnu himself took the form of Sumedhas and then gave this knowledge to this Suradha and Samadhi. So Bhagavan himself comes in the form of Guru and gives us the knowledge. Now, the story starts of the Devi Mahatmya. That was, Pralaya happened and then Bhagavan Mahavishnu is sleeping and in his Nabhikamala, Brahmaji is there. And Brahmaji opened his eyes. It was still the time of creation is not yet started. He was in that Nabhikamala. And what happened? From the, Karnamala, the earwax of Mahavishnu, it was fallen into the Karanajala. From there, two demons appeared. Their name was Madhu and Kaidabha. They were searching everywhere and found that inside the Nabhikamala, Brahmaji was there. They tried to attack him. Brahmaji doesn't know what to do. He saw that Mahavishnu is sleeping. So he got very much agitated. Then Brahmaji started to pray to Mahamaya, who is under whose spell Mahavishnu is sleeping. That's Nidra Devi. So that Mahabhadragali was praised by Brahmaji. By the blessing of Bhadragali, Mahavishnu woke up and then started to fight with these great demons. For thousands of years, those yuddha went on, and then Mahavishnu started to become little tired. So Mahavishnu also prayed to Jagadambika Bhadragali, and because of Bhadragali's Maya, these Asuras were deluded. Mahavishnu asked them, I want to give you some boon. They said, we are the victorious, we will give you the boon. Mahavishnu said, yes, okay, I am ready to accept the boon. Only I want one boon from you, one vara from you, that I should be able to kill you. And then they said, okay, where there is no water, keep us there and then you can kill. And then Bhagavan put both this Madhu and Kaidabha on his thigh and killed them. So this is the story. Now, what is the message? What is the Vedantic understanding? What is the symbolism behind this story? Mahavishnu is that cosmic consciousness which is as though in sleep. Now, when we are, he is there in all of us, this cosmic consciousness. He is present in each one of us, but it is not awakened, it is sleeping. Now, when we are not doing satsanga, we are not studying, what happens? Our karna become dushita. The Prathama Charita, the message is Shravana. We should do Shravana. We should listen. We should listen to the teachings, Shastra, Vidhivat. Now, when we do Shravana, then a big, obstacle is removed from our life. That is known as the Abhavana Nasaha. Unless we read the books of wisdom, we don't even know that there is a state known as moksha. It is possible for all of us to be happy even without anything of this world. We are not just a body, we are something much higher. This all knowledge comes to us only through Shravana. So, Abhavana Nasha is the Vishaya of the Pradhama Charita. Means, informations are gained, and with the help of information, we shall be able to remove mala from our life. That is the first Charita. So, in the Devi in the Lalita Sahasranama, it says that Mooladhareka Nilaya Brahmagrandhi Vibhedini Manipurandarudida Vishnu Grandhi Vibhedini Ajna Chakrandaralasta Rudra Grandhi Vibhedini. There are three Grandhis in us. First is known as Brahma Grandhi, second is known as Vishnu Grandhi, third is known as Rudra Grandhi. With these three nodes, all of us are bound to this universe. Now, Devi Mahatma is actually cutting these three Grandhis and releasing us. Let us start with the story. Who is Suradha? Suradha means a person with a good chariot. Now, this Radha Kalpana is very famous in our Upanishads. Atmanam Radhinam Vidhi Shariram Radhamevatu. This Sharira is the Radha, and that Jiva which is rides in this Sharira, lives in this Sharira is Radhi. So, Suradha, a person with good Radha. Who is that? That's a Jiva. Now, when there are difficulties comes to our life, that's the time we actually starts to inquire about truth. So, sometimes, this all troubles are blessings in disguise. We start to inquire about life. Now, a Jiva, see, when the Samadhi joins with the Jiva. Samadhi means a mind which is calm, which is little quiet. Now, when the Samadhi and the Suradha are joined, it starts to inquire. The Jiva starts to ask questions. Jiva goes to a guru. Jiva tries to understand the wisdom of life from Sumedhas. Sumedhas, a purified intellect. An intuitive, purified intellect is Sumedhas. So, whether it is a guru outside or this intuitive knowledge which is there in us, when the Jiva approaches it, then the starting of his life, spiritual life, or try to understand the meaning of life starts to manifest. That is the story of Suradha and Sumedhas. Now, we saw that the first story we have heard in the Pradhama Charita, Bhagavan Mahavishnu is that universal, Vyapanad Vishnu, the one who is pervading everywhere is Vishnu. That when we approaches that consciousness, now this consciousness has to come out. Now, when this consciousness, if it is not manifesting, what happens? There are two asuras are born. In our heart, two asuras are born, Madhu and Kaidabha. What is this Madhu and Kaidabha? Madhu means, the word Madhu means honey. Yen mridutvat madhurnama kadhina kaitabho bhavat. That which is soft is Madhu. That which is sweet, Madhu. And Kaitabha, which is sour, which is very strong. What are these things? These are the Raga and Dvesha, which is there in the mind of each one of us. Why are we not able to progress in our spiritual life? Why are we not able to see the truth? Why are we not able to be free? First Grandhi, that is Brahma Grandhi, is Karma Grandhi. Brahma Grandhi is Karma Grandhi. What is this karma? How the karma manifests in us? As Raga and Dvesha. We like something, we dislike something. Because of this, we are all bound. So raga and dvesha are symbolized as Madhu and Kaidhava. Now, when this cosmic vision manifests, then we try to understand the world from a higher level. Then we understand that this is not. So, with the Sudarsana, what is Sudarsana? The right understanding. What is the right understanding? Advaita Vidya, Vedanta Vidya. We understand that Sarvam Khalyudam Brahma. Everything is manifestation of Brahman. So what we do? We, with this right knowledge of Advaita, we are able to kill Raga and Dvesha. So we are attracted towards something and we are angry with something else. This attraction and also the aversion is destroyed. So Mala is destroyed. That's the first and foremost Granthi. Now we progress in our spiritual path. Then comes the next Charita, known as Gupta Charita or Madhyama Charita. The story is very famous, the story of Mahishasura. Mahishasura conquered the Devaloka and Devatas, they along with Brahmaji went to Shiva and Vishnu, and from the heart of all those Devatas, their Shakti came out and became one, and that Shakti came and fought with Mahishasura. Along with Mahishasura's army, Mother killed Mahishasura. This is a story. The story is very famous, Mahishasura Mardanam. Now, so in our spiritual path, in Vedantic wisdom, we have overcome Raga Dvesha. Now, what is the next problem in our life? Next problem in our life is known as if Vikshepa, first Mala, next is Vikshepa, distractions. See, everything we go to a place, everything is calm, quiet. Now we sit down and then we try to meditate. Everything else happens other than meditation. Mind becomes very much distracted. So many thoughts comes up. We become angry. Without any cause, mind gets distracted. So that is the next problem in our Vedantic life. Now, that is depicted as the Mahishasura in the Didiya Charita. Now, Mahishasura is not alone. This Vikshepa is not alone. There are 8 great commanders known as Chikshura, Chamara, Udgara, Mahahanu, Asilomaha, Ugradarshanaha, Bashkalaha, Vilalaha. There are 8 great generals of Mahishasura. These all of them, along with Mahishasura, fight with us and we lose our divinity. And we are fallen from the highest level of our experience. Now comes Mahishasura Mardini. Mother kills all these 8. No, Chikshura is this. Chikshura means it blocks the vision, and Chamara means pride, darpa. Udgara is dambha, hypocrisy. Mahahanu is abhimana, prejudice. Asiloma is krodha, anger. Ugradarshana is parushya, roughness. Bashkala is lobha, greed, and Vilala is lust, kama. So, all these things along with because of which the Mahishasura is powerful, distractions are because of these 8 asuric forces, and then comes the mother. Now, in the next level, which is known as this Madhyama Charita, we are talking about, so the Shravana is over. Now only Shravana is not enough. We should do Manana. Bhagavati Mahishasura Mardini is the Manana Shakti. So she is Simhavahini. That Simha is our power to make our mind calm and concentrated. And Mahishasura is known as Asambhavana Nasha. Vikshepa Nasha, Asambhavana Nasha through Hridayakasha Prakashanam. This entire Deva Shakti manifest. all our sattvic powers joins together and then manifest Sri Bhagavati, known as Manana Shakti. Whatever we heard, we should meditate upon. We should again and again and again and think properly with pramana. With that pramana chantana, when we manana is possible, through the manana. Whenever, abhyasa vairagyabhyam tan nirodha. It's not easy to control mind, but with abhyasa and vairagya, we should practice manana, and through the manana, we should be able to kill the Vikshepa Shakti. That's why she has a Trishula in her hand. What is the Trishula? There are 3 spikes. What are they? Says, Pujanam, Japaha, Chindanam, Kramata. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, Pujanam, Japas, Chindanam, Kramata. With puja, with japa, with chinda, with manana, we will be able to destroy the Mahishasura, which is the Vikshepa Shakti. Now comes the Uttara Charita and Uttama Charita. So we have, up to a level we have reduced our mala. Our Vikshepa is also under control. But are we liberated? No. There is a greater force. What is that? That is dealt in the last Charita, Uttara Uttama Charita. In Uttama Charita is the story of Shumbha and Nishumba. Shumbha and Nishumba were the strongest, most powerful forces, demonic forces. By their Shakti, they were able to, to capture the heavens, and for 41 Chaturyuga, for such a long time, the Devatas were, without any ashraya. They were roaming around in this world. So powerful was the Shakti. Means, among all other Mala and Vikshepa, this Avarana is the most powerful. There are people in this world whose mind is much more pure. There are people who can control their mind, but still the Avarana, the veil of the truth is not yet removed. That is the most powerful. And in the Madhyama Charita, the Shumbha Nishumba Yuddha is there. Now, who is Shumbha and Nishumba? Shumbha and Nishumba is none other than Ahankara and Mamakara. I and mine. All the Jivatva, we are all bound in this world because I am a Jiva, I am so and so, I am born to in this family, I am so much of Aham is there. Because of Aham, Mama. Mama, 2 types. One is my body, my intellect, my thoughts, my understanding. Another is my house, my wife, my children, my profession, So one is related to our body and things, another is outside. So 2 Mamakara, mine, and 1 I. So this Shumbha and Nishumba are the most powerful demons because of which we are caught up. This is known as Rudra Grandhi, Ahankara Makara. Now the story goes like this. The Devatas were, they all prayed to Mother Jagadambika. Then Kaushika, that Shakti appeared. And then the Shumbha and Nishumba want to marry her. Then she said, yeah, you can marry me if you conquer me in battle. So he sends, Shumbha Nishumba first sends Dhumralochana. Dhumralochana was destroyed. Then Chandamunda goes. Chandamunda were killed by Kalika. Then comes the Raktabija. Raktabija also was destroyed. At the end, Mother kills Shumbha and Nishumba. So this is the story. But this is not just a story. This is a very subtle spiritual awakening. When we go forward, now, so we have studied Shravana, Manana. Now, Shravana and Manana are very great tools, but that is not enough. Comes the most important thing known as Nididhyasana. Nitaram dhyatum icha. Nididhyasa, and firmly establish in this Nididhyasa, and then we slip into the Samadhi and we realize the Supreme Truth. So that is the path shown in the Shastra, in the Vedanta, and that is what is shown through this Devi Mahatmya also. Now, in this war, who comes first? First comes Dhumralochana. What is Dhumralochana? Dhumralochana is Viparyaya Jnana. What do you mean by Viparyaya Jnana? Perverted knowledge. In this world, in new world, everyone knows everything. But most of the time, the knowledge what we gain from this world is perverted. Perverted in the sense, it is not the truth. The truth is twisted. Because the truth is twisted. Whatever we read, our history, our philosophy, everything is now becoming twisted. That is known as Dhumralochana, because of as though the smoke is, because of smoke our eyes are not able to see. Like that, because of this Viparyaya Jnana, we are not able to see the truth. So that is the mother with whom Karenaiva, with the Jnanagni Darsana, that from the right knowledge, the knowledge which is gained by Shastra, through right understanding, with the help of a great teacher, this Viparyaya Jnana is destroyed. Now comes, next, Shaktis are known as the Chanda and Munda. What is this Chanda and Munda? Chanda and Munda represents Rajasika and Tamasika karma. What is Rajasika karma? Rajasika karma means I want to be happy, I want to enjoy. That is Rajasika karma. All those actions we perform for our own enjoyment. We don't care about others. I want to be happy. I want this. That is Rajasik. And there is what is Tamasic karma? Tamasic karmas or those karmas we perform just to create trouble for others. Just seeing that others are in trouble, we become happy. That kind of sadistic karmas are known as Tamasika karma. So Chanda and Munda represents this, Rajasic and Tamasic karma, because of which we are all bound. Now, Mahakalika, the time which is blessed with the true knowledge, destroys this Chanda Munda. Removes this Rajasic and Tamasic karma vasanas from our life. Then comes the great Ashta Asura Kula, 8 families of Asuras. We have to face all of them. They are Daityaha. Daitya represent Grina, hatred. Kambus, they are Bhiruta. We are not able to actually walk the path of this Vedanta understanding, because somewhere there is a fear. That is known as Kambu. Asuras. Asuras are there which actually create this fear and Bhira, cowardness. Now, Dhaumraha. Dhaumraha are their doubts, Samsayaha. Kalakaha, Jugupsa. We want to walk this path. We want to understanding Vedanta. We want to really become one with that Vedantic wisdom. But somewhere in us, there is we think that is not right. Jugupsa is there. Now comes Kalakaha. Then that Jugupsa is represented as Kalakaha. Then comes Daurhridaha. Daurhridaha is negativities. So many kinds of negativity starts to manifest. And Mauryaha is attachment. We are ready to walk, but we are very much attached to so many things and people in our life. We are really not able to really practice this. So that is Mauryaha, Kalakeyaha, pride, I am so and so. All these 8 Ashtakulas of, Asuras, they try to block us. Now, but if we are in the path of spirituality, if we are in the path of Vedanta, then when we do the practices, 7 great gunas also start to manifest. They are known as Saptamatrikaha. Brahmani is Shastrajnana, the knowledge of scriptures. Vaishnavi is Sattviki Vritti, a pure life. Maheshwari is Anubhavajnana. See, when we start to have when we practice, when we do sadhana, some glimpses of truth comes to us. And Kaumari is Virya, valor. Indrani is Manashakti, the power of mind. Varahi is Sukshma Buddhi, very subtle mind. Narasimhi is Dhriti, patience. All these 7 gunas starts to manifest in us, which help us to walk the path. Now comes a great obstacle in our path, known as Rakta Bija. We know the story of Rakta Bija. If one drop of his blood falls on the ground, from that blood, a asura just like of the Rakta Bija manifest. From each and every drop, another thousands of Rakta Bija starts to manifest. That is the story. What is this? This is known as Vyuthana in Adhyatma Shastra. Vedanta calls it Vyuthana. Vyuthana means what? All those, we thought that everything we have given up all those negativities, but when a situation come, all those negativities starts to come back. From one thought, 100 thoughts start to manifest and block our path. So that is not a Rakta Bija. Now, what to do to kill Rakta Bija? So Mahakalika, she enlarged her tongue and licked all those blood and killed the Rakta Bija. What is this tongue of Kalika? That is known as Brahmakara Vritti. There are thousands of thoughts. Those thousands of thoughts are licked back and became one. That is known as Brahmakara Vritti. That Brahmakara Vritti is Mahakalika's thought. By the Vritti of Brahma, Aham Brahmasmi, all other thoughts has to be removed. So, that Brahmakara Vritti also. Then comes the last fight between Ahankara and Mamakara, I and mine with Chandika, Sri Rajarajeshwari, the spiritual power within Nididhyasana, in the field of Nididhyasana, our Atma Shakti start to fight with these 2 demons, Ahankara, Mamakara. First, we kill the Mamakara mind, my world, my body. Both these 2 thoughts are destroyed. Then come Aham, Hai Patatyaham, now Nija Vicharanat. Bhagavan Ramana says, how can we conquer this Aham? Hai Aham, this small Aham, I am a Jiva. This get dropped, get destroyed by Nija Vicharanat. Who am I? What is my true nature? That Muktihi Hitva Anyadha Rupam Surupena Vyavastitihi. By the firm establishment in our true nature. What is that? Satyam Jnanam Anandam Brahma. Tad Brahma Ahamasmi. I am that Sachidananda Brahma. No, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this world, I am that supreme consciousness. When we get established in this realization, this experience, all this Maya, all these negativities, all this avarana is removed. And then we realize that we are none other than that pure consciousness. And Ahamasmi, Brahma Ahamasmi, I am that supreme consciousness. And this knowledge, this experience is given to us and we become one with the Supreme. So, this entire Vedantic wisdom is represented through very beautiful stories with upasana, with different kinds of manana, different kinds of shravana. So, through shravana, manana, nididhyasana, atmavare drashtavya, srotavyo, mandavyo, nididhyasitavya. Through this path, this process of shravana and manana and nididhyasana, mala, vikshepa and avarana are destroyed and we are established in our true nature. May Jagadambika, the Supreme Consciousness, Parabrahma Swarupini, bless us to realize our Supreme Truth in this life itself. May Jagadambika bless all of us to know our true nature, come out of Mala, Vikshepa and Avarana and realize the Supreme Truth within. May the Vedantic wisdom give us life, knowledge and that Parama Swatantriya and that absolute happiness. Hari Om. Namaschandigaye. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate ഓം ശാന്തി ശാന്തി ശാന്തി. ഹരി ഓം. ശ്രീ ഗുരുഭ്യോ നമഃ. ഹരി ഓം. താങ്ക് യു.